Hey, what's up guys, Lux here bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Abandoned Mine set 21166. Comes with 204 pieces and retails for $19.99 in the United States. Now, contrary to its appearance, this is a new LEGO Minecraft set. I know it's very reminiscent of the first Minecraft set, the Cave set. Pretty similar to that, but we'll go into more detail once I actually built the set up. This is from the newest wave of LEGO Minecraft. You could say in early 2021 sets. Yeah, so without further ado, let's build the set up and I'll see you then. Alright guys, here it is, fully built up in its entirety. There's not too much to take a look at in this set, if I'm being honest. But, you know, that's to be expected from just the box art alone. However, before we take a look at the build, first, as always, we're going to be taking a look at the minifigures. Alright guys, so first off, we're going to start off with the least exciting figure of this set, which is a typical Steve. Yeah, not too much to look at here. We obviously get the exact same printing we've been getting since the beginning of LEGO Minecraft. Here it comes with, I believe, is an iron pickaxe. It's got a little bit of that shine to it, so I mean, yeah, we be gaining this Steve, we're going to keep gaining this Steve, and it's never going to end. That has been our Steve figure. Next up here, we have a Lego Zombie. Now this one is a bit more of a desirable figure for sure. Well, pretty common, especially in most sets. These are still pretty good to get, considering you can army build these in a sense, given that you can always find a pack of these, or just multiple of them scattered around the world. And this one comes with a stone shovel accessory. So, you know, zombies typically don't get accessories. This one, pretty nice one to get. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that's been the zombie figure. Next up here, we have the spider build. Now this one is quite interesting. You can tell that LEGO definitely had to approach making this figure in a different way, but I think they executed it pretty well here. The build for the body is pretty good. They have that headpiece that most Minecraft mobs use and just put the spider printing on it, so definitely accurate, definitely looks like a spider, so not too much to complain about here. They have these leg builds. They can get pretty, they look very messy. Like honestly, if you look at it from a distance and see like the spider like this, it's like, oh, where do I grab it from? How do I readjust the legs? But the build's pretty good. It represents the spider's 8 legs. This one might be a little bit thicker than what it should be, but gets the point across for sure. This is the same spider build they've been using since the beginning as well. First introduced in the cave set, similar to Steve. However, the spider definitely hasn't been as common as Steve here. He comes in typically in bigger size sets, but it's nice to get it here more recently in a smaller $20 set in case you missed out on it. I know I definitely did until I went back and bought older sets that this guy came in, but yeah, that has been the spider build. Last but not least here, we have the baby slime. Probably the most desirable part of the set, considering this guy only really came in very few sets, one being the witch hut and the other one being the mountain cave set, which both go for a pretty penny nowadays. This is using the typical Minecraft head, but obviously in a translucent green, so I think it definitely makes it look very, very neat here. Obviously I like green, especially light green, so you can see the face print there. It's quite hard to see. It's not as easy as the magma cubes, considering they have a solid color instead of this translucent color. But yeah, it's quite nice. Obviously looks better in person. On camera, definitely looks quite odd, especially with the translucent parts showing. But yeah, that's been the baby slime. A pretty good inclusion to have in a very small set. Makes sense, however, because they can't typically be found in mine shafts if you look in the right place. But yeah, that's been the baby slime. Definitely the most desirable figure of the set, even though he's literally just a piece of a typical minifigure, given that he's using the head mold. But yeah, that's been the baby slime. Now moving on to the builds. Alright, now that we're done taking a look at the minifigures, let's take a look at the set as a whole. So we're going to start from the left and move all the way to the right. So starting out here from the left, you can see a little bit of a carved out cave slash mineshaft build. They do a pretty good job of representing it using these fence builds, as well as the track down here. This is a newer style of track that we've been getting for a while now, not the older kind. Down here we see a little bit of a waterfall or water pool with some moving water. Not too bad. Behind Steve we can see a torch, and that's about it for the bottom side. Here on the top we actually see a bit more. Here in the top side, it represents the surface, obviously. We got a little bit of craft table and 2 different colored flowers, just there to give a little bit more character to these grassy fields. We also see a block back here that's slightly elevated compared to the other green plates that they use here. Now this one actually has a feature. It's a little bit of a hidden one and a pretty neat one, so let's show it off here. It's pretty much the only play feature of this set, and what you do here is you pull back this grass block, and then position a zombie down here. Pull back on it, the gravel will end up falling on the zombie. So that's a pretty neat feature. We've seen this before numerous times. Just I think this is the best or one of the most effective uses of this little build here. The zombie, you can see, was affected. Typically it would suffocate, but here, you know, it just gets knocked over. Obviously you have to make sure it's a little loose from the studs, not fully connected, but yeah, you can replicate that little play feature there. Now moving on to the right, Over here to the right, we have the most interesting part of the cave. Now, first off, obviously the spider's up here. You can see a cobweb underneath where it was laying, so we can obviously tell that the spider put the cobweb there. They're pretty common in mine shafts, so while it's a little bit distant, it does make sense to have one included here. Behind it, you can actually see a diamond ore hidden in there, so that spider is guarding something quite precious. Obviously, he's using the same ore build as they've been doing for a while now, showing a little bit of the light blue studs and light gray 1x1 pieces to obviously represent a more ore-y look, if you want to call it that. Up here we see a bit of iron as well, a torch right here, typical build we've been getting for a while now. And we get a little bit of a lava fall. If I move the slime out of the way, we see a lava pool down here since it's commonly found underground, especially at diamond level, so it works here. We take a look at the back. We can see a lava fall flow more smoothly here. It looks quite like, I don't know what to call it, empty, barren, plain, because there's no real change in texture. Unlike they had to be here in the back, you can see that translucent orange piece. They give it a little bit more character, so it doesn't look so flat. That's a little minor complaint, but something I noticed. And they decided to use a 1x1 translucent orange piece here as well to give this orange plate also a bit more texture, so I think that works fairly well there, as the little bubbles that you typically see pop out. I think it's trying to represent that there, and it represents it well. Taking a closer look at the mine shaft back here, you can also see a coal ore hidden right there, as well as a closer look on how this little mechanic works back here. But yeah guys, that is pretty much it for this set. Not too much to take a look at, like I said earlier. Obviously the most desirable part of this set would be this small little slime, but it's pretty much like a build that we've seen numerous times before, even reminiscent of the first ever Lego Minecraft set, the cave. It borrows a lot of those same attributes while a little bit updated with a few more play features. It doesn't really change it up too much. I mean, this is what typical Minecraft caves look like, so it's accurate at the very least. Hopefully when the new cave update drops, Lego can go real creative with what they can possibly give us, even in these smaller scale cave or mine shaft sets. But only the future will tell. I'd say this is definitely an okay set. If you don't have a slime, this is a great way to get a few of those guys. Or you'll be paying for like around $1 each for one of these guys on Bricklink. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it. This is about it for now. Don't see myself getting too many more of these. I'll probably just order the slime online, seeing how it will probably drop in value, given that this set is now more widely available. But anyways guys, comment down below what you think of this set. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.